welcome to my channel. My name is Monique and I'm a data science, and in today's video I'm going to show you on how to set up Jupyter Notebooks on GPU on AWS. Training deep learning models, for example, can be a really tough task doing on CPU. So for those specific tasks that requires more computation power, we're going to use a GPU. There are a lot of providers, and in today's video I'm going to show you on how to set up on Amazon Web Services. And we're going to do this in 6 steps. So step number 1, we are going to set up AWS account in case you don't have it, right? Step number 2, we are going to set up your cloud computing server. In step number 3, we are going to connect to the server. And step number 4, we're going to set up the Jupyter Notebook. Step number 5, we're going to connect the Jupyter Notebooks in the browser. And finally, in step number 6, we're going to see that in action. I'm going to show you that actually works. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so the first step is actually to set up an account on AWS. So you just can type AWS account. And then even if you have like some help, if you wanted to create an account, right? And then you can come here, create an account, and then you can just type your email address. That's really annoying because I have another keyboard and it keeps changing. Then you put a really strong password, right? Confirm your password. Tutorial. And then it will ask you some specific questions, but really standard. So what you want the account for, and then you can set up your country, and then they will send you a code. And then we're going to continue. So in here you just select the free plan, and then now they want more information about you. So I'm a hobbyist. AI and machine learning. Okay, so here they show you some tutorials which I highly recommend you to run. So that's a kind of quick tutorials on how to set up what you need. So we're going to compute, so feel free to check the links that they recommend. And then we're going to sign into the console. Then it and then voila, we have it. We have the accounts set up. Okay, first, okay, great. So we have the account set up. So this was step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to set up the cloud computer server, and that's what we call EC2. So they also have some tutorials, like it's very quick tutorials, and I highly recommend you to give a look if you're not familiar with AWS. But let's jump into it. So in here, as we wanted to set up a GPU, we're going to look for deep learning AMI and see what there is available. So there was some Linux, and that's quite important. Sorry, I think I forgot one to tell you. So in here, we're going to choose Ireland. Okay, so let's set up our instance. So we have a launch instance here, and then we are going to launch instance. So we are going to choose deep learning AMI, and then we have some options. This one have CUDA. Okay, let's go for this one. And in here, we're going to filter by GPU instances. So we are going to choose a P. We're going to choose a P instance. We're going to choose a P2 extra large, and then we're going to review and launch. So in here, we need in this step is to set up the security groups. So we can go here and add security groups, and then we have the SSH, and then we can add custom TCP role port range 888 anywhere. I would put my IP, but as this is for this tutorial, I'm not going to put my IP, but I think it's safe when you restrict that, so keep that in mind. And then we have review launch, and then it actually helps you. It says that your instance is open to the world, so you have to be careful. This is quite nice. And then you just launch it, and then in here, if you don't have a key pair, what you can do is you can create a new key pair, and then you can put your name, tutorial, and then you're going to download the key pair. So this key pair, it's actually you're gonna need it to connect to the server from your local machine. So make sure that you save it, right? And then you launch instance. And then we have a message here that your requesting for accessing resources in this region will be validated. And that happens when it's the first time. So they will contact you, and you're gonna need to you're gonna need to confirm that. So don't worry. Account, because I didn't want it to wait until the confirmation. It can take up to 48 hours, so they confirm that you have access to the instances that you need for that region, right? And but the process is the same. So after you have done that, I think now we can connect to the server, right? So in here I had the same instance setting up. I just stopped it, of course, because I'm not using, but I will just start again so I can show you. I have to wait until the status it's everything green and check. So in the meantime, if you wanted to calculate how much costs for you to have the GPU running, you can go and create an estimate, and then put EC2 configure, and then choose your specifications. Or you can go to in here, make sure that you are in the right region, right, and just look for your instance type. I think we chose B2 extra large, yeah. So yeah, we have it here. It's less than $1 per hour. Sorry, it's in Portuguese, but that's $1 per hour. I just put in English. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay. Yeah, so it's less than $1 an hour. So I mean, what I recommend is that just use it to really train your models, and really don't spend the time with the rest of the coding while you're running the server, because otherwise you're just going to spend money, when it's not necessary. So yeah, keep that in mind. So let's see if that's our instance is running. It's running, but it's still checking. Let me just, I'm going just to refresh. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you then how to connect to the server. So suppose that you have your file, your pen file saved. Mine is here. You remember that we downloaded the pen file, so it's as privileges. We just need to run this command, and then you type the file name that you downloaded from AWS. So in my case, it's tutorial, and then we're good to go. So right now it run all checks are it seems that it's okay. So what we're going to do is to SSH to the machine. So we just type it out SSH. Then you have to type your file name, tutorial, then and then we are going to put here the machine name. So it's normally for AWS, that's EC2 user, if I'm not mistaken. And user, what's going on? Gosh. And then we're going to put the public IP here. And then it's going to confirm, yes, I wanted to connect that. And that's pretty much that. We are in, right? So this is one more step. So we just connect to the server. So we just finished step number 3. And now we're going to connect it to the Jupyter Notebooks, right? And to do that, we're going to do the following. We are going to first to, in my own instance, right, we are going to create a configuration file for our Jupyter Notebook settings, and the command is just, I'm going to copy and paste here. Jupyter Notebook generates config. That's quite straightforward. All these commands, I'm going to put a link to my GitHub repository, and then press OK. Yeah, and it's writing. Okay, so everything looks fine. So the second step here that we are going to configure our Jupyter Notebooks is to actually change the IP address configuration, and we can do it through one line. So we don't necessarily need to go to Vim and add stuff, because we love one line. So I'm onliner person. So the command that you need is just that. It's through it will do some string match replace, and that's what you need, and you're good to go. So, and that's pretty much that. I mean, that's very straightforward. And now we can go to step number 5. That's let's connect Jupyter to the browser and see in our instance. And this is the same command that you probably use on your local machine, right? And let's see. Okay, great. So it's running. So to connect to our browser, that's actually quite simple. You need to, let me just get rid of that. You need to save this token, right? Just keep that in mind. Oops, I'm gonna need this back, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so what we're going to do is copy this part over here, that contains our token. Put it here. Don't press enter, don't press nothing. Then we're going to go back to our instance details, and in here we can see our public IP, the same that we use to SSH to connect to our server. So we're going to replace this by our public IT dots, and then you are good to go. Basically, part of the instance that we set up. So you can just go into one of these files and see if that's actually working. So that's step number 6 that we're going to test it now. So let's see PyTorch, and then we have neural networks tutorial. Yeah, so with a Python 3 that works. So let's see, run, and it's running. Yeah, it's great. So that's it, guys. So you have your Jupyter Notebooks and running on AWS, and then you can train your deep learning models. So yeah, I hope you like it. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and give me a like. And please feel free to leave some comments on what you'd like to watch next. Right, thank you so much. Bye bye.